Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all.
Come on, get this mother. Kyler threw a touchdown and soon Galatians took care of y'all. Pass.
Kyle walks up, says something.
Commanders. Oh my God! I can't take this shit. Their own 10.
Yes.
Got deuces or solo both.
How's it going, everybody? It's good to see y'all. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Everybody over there on TikTok, appreciate you. Thank you, Easy Game, for stopping in immediately, bro. We're getting close to this game starting, but real quick, wanted to introduce our guest for the day. Obviously, if you guys saw the post yesterday, pretty insane. Obviously, only possible with their word-of-mouth productions, word-of-mouth television. Wouldn't have been possible without them. Wanted to shout them. I'm still not fully healthy. My back still hurts. Sitting isn't fun, but at the end of the day, the grind doesn't stop. We are at Dillon Brooks' event over on Friday night. Obviously, you got the book one signed by Dillon Brooks. Had to make sure I say both names just to be sure we're clear on who signed him. DB and DB. Unfortunately, though, not going to be able to play against his former team today. Let's introduce our guest. You guys may have seen him. Some of you younger folk may not have seen him, okay? I was in the middle of basically primetime NBA when this man came into the league. 2010, I believe, first-round draft pick. I believe he came drafted in at the 15th pick by the Milwaukee Bucks. Spent some time there. Spent some great time there. Loved it. Achieved his dream. A few years into his decision, he realized he wanted to be his own boss. He had been his own boss his entire life growing up, and he wanted to continue to be his own boss. He wanted to prioritize mental health, wanted to prioritize himself, his family. When he was told by his team he had to go to the hospital and had to be right back before game time, he realized it may not be the thing he wanted to do. He said in his own Players Tribune video, I'm a person, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I'm a writer, and sometimes I play basketball. Give it up, chat, the one and only Dr. Larry Sanders. Appreciate you, Larry Sanders. Thank you for stopping by, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. How you doing today, brother? How you doing? Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, booing out off the rip. Appreciate you, Roman. Larry Sanders. Roman said, miss your studio, the one and only. Penguin said, shout out AZ Gang, Larry Sanders. Real quick, we'll get into it real quick. If you want to throw headphones on as well, just because it's a little bit easier for me to be able to make sure everybody's hearing everything correctly. But give us that rundown quick, Larry. Just kind of the, where you're coming from, what life was like. Obviously, I mean, he was a large human. Sure. I've heard you talk about it a little bit before, too. I'll turn up our volumes if need be. You've talked about it a little bit before, kind of the, like I said, doing your own thing when you were a kid, selling money, selling stuff at school to make some money as well. What kind of, obviously you said you kind of started to get big. You started to grow, and everybody was like, hey, NBA makes sense. What was the final moment where you were like, yo, I can do this. I could actually make it to the NBA?
Man, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. Sure, man. And, glad to be here, bro. Yeah, with me, the thought of being an NBA player, it didn't set in until, I would say, maybe my third year in college.
Okay.
And that's when I left, when I was on draft boards and, everyone was talking about it, and, I let it set in. Before that, I wanted to be an anthropologist. That was my
okay.
that was my major at the time, man. And I was thinking about creating a company to go find out information and sell it. Yes, find out information and sell it. So, yeah, man, I've always had an entrepreneur spirit. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, like you said earlier, just being an employee, man. As much as you're a superstar, you're still an employee. And
100%.
The ultimate goal is to be your own boss, create for others, and actually make a difference, man. And, not saying you don't out there on the basketball court, but, we're entertainers, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think one of the big things, too, kind of, again, like I said, growing up in my time, obviously I don't have the best relationship with Milwaukee anymore because I'm a Suns fan. They beat us in the championship. But real quick, confirm or deny, do you have a ring?
I don't.
Okay, heard. I didn't know how it all worked out. I couldn't remember.
I didn't get one, no.
Which, to be fair, I've never watched the Suns get one either. So no shots at all. More or less, was just wondering. Couldn't remember. I know you spent a little bit of time with the Cavs as well. Did a little bit of travel ball from kind of country to country. But we're gonna stay away from that. I want to talk about more fun shit today. Okay. How many possessions? Okay. I'm just gonna ask you because I think it's lit. How many possessions would it take an average 6 foot, 25-year-old white male, talking about myself, to score on you now?
How many possessions?
How many possessions? Yeah. Not time, because I could just sit there forever. Elite rim protector. I'm not going to the rack, obviously, Chad. Chad, again, if you guys haven't already, check out Larry Sanders. You guys go look up any Larry Sanders highlight reel. Literally just, bro, yamming on people and stopping alley-oops somehow. But yes, how many possessions, real quick, do you think? 6'5", Unk, don't lie. I am not 6'5", Chad. Let's calm down. I am not 6'5". I am a pushing 6 foot type of dude. So, but yeah, what do you think? What do you think?
You know what?
Do you play basketball right now still?
Yeah, I
okay. I know, which I know you're part of Ice Cube's league and stuff
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah,
we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But
I'm gonna be real, man. It's tough. It's tough to score on me, bro. It's tough to score on me, bro.
so do you think again, from me, I'm no offensive bag. I'm not going to pretend I didn't play basketball growing up. I played football and lacrosse. Those were the two sports I played. Also coming off of surgery. I've had 4 in my 25 years of life. Not healthy. I personally think it could happen. Do you think it would happen just by you getting tired, or do you think it would be happen by lucky? I'm just check up, throw it up there.
We got to see what's in your bag.
Okay.
We got to see what's in your bag, man. You know,
Chad,
you might have some shit in your bag.
We'll
where it's
figure.
like,
No, I did the chat. I promise you.
well.
I promise you, Mr. Sanders.
If you don't got a euro or something in your bag, bro, it's gonna be a tough night.
I would doubt I have a euro in my bag. I haven't played basketball in probably like 3 months. I'm more, I like to pride myself. I like to play like Devin Booker. I've grown up watching him now. I got the book ones. It flows through me when I play. I'm in the midi with an occasional 3 like Devin Booker. That's what I would say I'm at.
Okay.
But I like to say I like to
Pure.
think it could happen. I think my form's nice. I like hitting fades. I like moving away fades, kind of off the elbow, moving away fades and stuff like that. No finishing bag whatsoever. I'm just scared to go to the rack anyway. So, but yeah, that was more or less just a fun one, kind of break the ice, see kind of where everybody's at. Chat, if you guys happen to have any questions for Mr. Sanders here, obviously, like we said before, you actually are a doctor. And I'll try to refer to you as doctor because I know that's way cooler to refer to someone as doctor when they have their doctorate. You actually got a doctorate in philosophy. You told me. Kind of give me your rundown. Obviously, I believe you got that post-NBA career, correct?
Yeah.
And kind of what led you, obviously, you said you're kind of trying to go into anthropology. What was the shift to philosophy then?
I love philosophy. I love it. I love theory. I love concepts, perspective. It's big for me, so, I feel like as a youth, as a child, I would come up with my own philosophies. It just felt natural. So it was kind of the easiest thing to get a doctorate in. For me.
Which to be fair.
Let's talk about ideas.
Fair enough. Hey, it's a doctor. You have to go to school for it. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
Go to
It's more than me. I got a bachelor's, bro. I mean, it'd be sick to have a doctorate. But yeah, kind of on that point, I think obviously, like I said before, we'll kind of stay off more of the serious subjects unless you want to talk about them. I would like to talk about that kind of in a different, scenario, different landscape of what content we're creating. But how'd you get acquainted with me? Obviously, we've talked a little bit about kind of yourself, myself, about us competing against one another. I'm not saying it'll occur. I would love for it too. But how did we meet each other? You kind of run down how you met, obviously, the owner of Word of Mouth. I met him at an event, at a video event. Denzel did not like me at first. Denzel was like, why is this kid even speaking to me? He's small and doesn't have any experience in life. Why is he speaking to me? But how did you end up kind of getting acquainted with me and overall getting acquainted with Word of Mouth?
Yeah, with Denzel, I got connected with him through a few other friends that I know. Business guys out here in the Arizona area, and yeah, man, me and him just kicked it off, man. We had a lot of synergy, and he told me about Word of Mouth and what you guys are doing over here, and I was like, how can I be involved, man? So yeah, he told me about you, everything you got going on. I want to do more live streaming myself and get involved. So yeah, man, it's just connecting those dots.
Yeah, and I appreciate you for stopping by. Obviously, where's a game earlier in the season. Again, we try to get it to work out. Again, it's just tough nowadays in general to get anywhere, let alone with the type of gas prices we're having right now. Chad, not going to talk politically. We're going to grab you just a bigger mic, brother. But yeah, Chad, again, I think one of the coolest things. What? Correct, yeah. I think the coolest thing about kind of what's been going on with Word of Mouth is the focus on both mental health and everything like that, just to make sure. It looks like it's on. You're all good, brother.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Just to make sure, kind of that everybody's keeping in check. I, like I told you before, have been kind of focused on mental health. I always took the mantra, people will say whatever they want behind the screen. Everybody always says it's a negative thing. I took it as, well, you'd be fine with talking about some of your own health problems, your mental struggles behind a screen while I'm playing video games and talking to me. And that was my whole goal with kind of what I was doing gaming-wise. I talked a lot of trash. Well, I don't know if you talked a lot of trash growing up. I talked a lot of trash growing up. Ended up in probably too many fights in sporting events. Even never got kicked out. To be fair, never got kicked out. I was always the second guy for sure. I was definitely always the first guy and ended up looking like the second guy all the time. But I was always 10 toes. Like, I mean, I don't back down from stuff. Chat. You guys could tap into the lives against Seahawk fans for any of the football games. You go into the Niner games, any of that type of stuff. Any fans that come in here, there's plenty of people who want to talk trash to me. And I'm always 10 toes, and kind of that was the main thing that got me over here into Uncensored and kind of focusing on this. We've had some great growth kind of within this year, overall, the past 2 years. And obviously, again, Dr. Sanders, appreciate you for taking your time. Let's switch. Talk a little bit about the game, kind of where we're going. Grizzlies versus the Suns. Grizzlies kind of in a I don't care mode. Got rid of Jaren Jackson Jr., obviously a depoy, sent him to the Jazz. John Morant has been out for, I think, 75% of the games they've played or something. The Grizzlies have lost 13 of the last 14 games, winning their last game against the Bulls, which was kind of crazy. Bulls also in kind of a rough spot. On the kind of complete opposite spectrum, the Suns have surprised everyone, I think, at this point. They are 10 games or 8 games above 500 at this point, guys. It's just interesting to see what's up, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. Big Boner, crazy name, by the way. Riley loves Bryce Young, 97-0. We serious? All right, chat. Let's chill out. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. But one of the things that I do think is crazy about the Suns right now, and again, you can kind of attest to this. I'll ask you a little bit about it just to tap into the brain of a NBA player. I might ask you questions about Giannis. I know you were around Giannis kind of at the beginning of his career as well. Interested to see kind of where Giannis has now ended up. But kind of a good analog to who you were, by the way. It's kind of a good comparison. I think you might be a little bit more, dude, I don't know. You guys are pretty close in kind of comparison. Besides the point, though, the Suns on the complete opposite spectrum of what we expected, 41 and I think 33 right now, looking to climb in the standings. They're 4 games out or 3.5 games out of that 6th seed. So they're in the play-in. They're kind of fighting for a general spot in the playoffs, but probably just going to stay in the play-in. Dillon Brooks, not available yet, hopefully coming back the next game. What is it like to be on a team in a fun way? What is it like to just mentally know you're playing like elite games? I mean, you played at multiple levels of basketball. Obviously, everybody was going to look at look at what you did in the NBA, how, again, nasty you were in the NBA. What is it like to be in positions where you're like, obviously, I've talked to people, they've talked about how kind of minute and focused everything is at the pro level across all sports, not just in basketball. Right. Is that a consistent thing that you've seen, that it's just a different level of focus all the time?
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely elite level of focus. And one thing that athletes are really good at, especially at the highest level, the best ones, they're good at forgetting.
Okay.
They're really good at forgetting, good or bad. They move on and they're able to be present in each play, which they show up the best that way.
100%. I think it's one of the big things about kind of thank you, real man. Who am I with? This is Dr. Sanders. He's an ex-NBA player, first-round pick, 15th overall by the Milwaukee Bucks in 2010. Chad, I said it before, has completely. Oh my God, no shot. Are we for real? Billy Mike OG just said Jalen Brown got carted off with a torn Achilles. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if Jalen Brown tore his Achilles just now, Chad. Someone fact check that. Someone fact check that. Did Jalen Brown just tear his Achilles?
That's tough.
That'd be crazy. Thank you, J Money, for stopping by. But, bro, big. I ain't going to ask these questions, bro. These ain't legitimate questions. His leg is snapped, brother. Dude, that's tough. I'm just saying, Chad. Philly Mike OG over here on. I mean, that's a Philly fan. I don't really know if that's necessarily the most reliable source, but saying that Jalen Brown just tore his Achilles, which would probably mark the end of. Oh yeah, AZ Gang said yes. Chad, if Jalen Brown's cooked, I don't know what's going to really happen to the Celtics now. Jason Tatum's going to have to kind of ramp up the need right now. Live on ESPN 2 minutes ago. Heard, damn, that's crazy. I'm looking at Twitter. Wow. Oh my God, everybody's saying it was a pretty bad one. Chad, prayers out to Jalen Brown. That was, obviously
that's
I was
tough.
talking trash about him or not talking trash about him, but debating between him and Booker and kind of just the one giving guy. I can see Denzel on my shoulder already smiling at me, bro. But yeah, back to this game. I think kind of again, chat. Prayers out to Jalen Brown. One of the things I think that has been surprising, and you can kind of give the interest in this. So what was your labeled? Are you 6'11"? Are you 7'?
I'm 6'11". That's
I
what
don't
I'm.
think you're 6'11", bro. There's no.
You think I'm taller?
I think you're 7. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a secret, right? I'm gonna give you a secret.
Okay.
I'm really 6'9", 3/4.
Damn, for real?
Yeah. But
Tall ass 6'9", bro. Damn.
you're going to get an extra, some extra inches, pause, when you're in the NBA. You know? He going to add some inches to you.
Crazy
You
pause.
can't say inches without saying pause.
100%. AZ Gang wanted me to ask, Mr. Sanders, do you like the Suns? What is your opinion? I kind of asked you about a little bit about kind of
I do.
stuff.
So I was a big Amari Stoudemire fan.
Heard? Okay. I
love Amari.
Love
I love Steve Nash. I even love playing against Steve Nash. He was so crafty, man. I love him.
Great question. Kind of lead into favorite. You've already been asked that 900 times, bro. Who's your favorite opponent? I don't want to ask stuff that you've been asked.
My favorite
900
opponent?
times.
Who did I say? Do you know?
No, I don't know. No, I don't know.
Joakim Noah.
Okay, I can see it. Jakeem known for
Energy. Yeah, you know. Yeah. If you don't
physicality and shit talking
man,
for
I'm telling you, if you don't come
60
out,
minutes.
man, you come out lazy, you come out just not ready on him, he's gonna have a record rebound.
I do think that's the craziest part about some of the guys in the NBA right now is like, I've talked to a couple pro football players, and they talk about like kind of career nights in the NFL and how kind of the way that runs is kind of different because it's so like football really is. There has to have so much happen for you to have like a career day. It has to, a lot of stuff. And the NBA, I mean, we just saw Bam put up 83, bro. I mean, that's some insane stuff. Whether you think it was, no worries, adios, brother. Thank you for the help. Whether you think it's, what do they say, ethical,
what you think, yeah.
ethical or whatever, that it was 83. I watched Devin Booker put up 71, and I wasn't like, yo, it was unethical at all. I was like, holy shit, he put up 71. And I think of, like you said, there's guys like, I remember SUNS for the past couple years against the Suns playing for the Pels. SUNS, elite rebounder, that's about it. That's about all SUNS was known for. Not really known for being a elite rim protector. He's kind of slow, kind of big. Yeah. That dude, I swear to God, turned into the Jesus of rebounding every single night he played the Suns if DA was on the court. And again, I forgot where he went now, but that is a big deal about a lot of players, just in general in the NBA, is that everyone can score. Yeah. That's what people don't know. I don't know if you saw Damian Lillard posted a photo, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. It was his shooting arc, and shooting like map at practice. Damian Lillard is coming off, I think it's torn ACL, correct? I think it was torn ACL. He tore his Achilles before, one or the other. He shot 1,090 shots and made 1,000. Missed 90 shots. Chat, I don't think I could make 300 shooting 1,009, maybe 1,090 shots. Yeah. And obviously, chat, Damian Lillard, obviously a little bit different than like your average person.
That's what it takes to score 30 in the NBA.
Correct. Yeah. Like especially even in today's age, where people are like, "Oh, fouls this, fouls that." Bro, you got to get to the rack. It's not easy to get fouled. It's not easy to get free throws. But yeah, again, it just comes down to it. One more question, or just because Denzel's here in the corner, opinions on Devin Booker.
I love
Denzel. You're not on the pod.
I mean, I'll tell you what I like about him and what I don't like first. What I like about him is his work ethic. I love his form. I think he's a dynamic star. I don't remember him getting many technicals. Mm-hmm. He's just not really. And you don't have to get technicals now. Yeah. I led the NBA in technicals.
It's a pretty lit stat to have.
Kobe and Blake Griffin at the time. It was
Lob City, shout out.
Yeah, it was right there, tied. So I think it just kind of equates to passion. I don't know why I'm like a troublemaker, but
100%.
Yeah, and I just think where's his passion sometimes?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think the Dogs, the Suns have been missing a dog for a minute as well. They got Dillon Brooks. I feel like that's hopefully shifting it. Devin Booker very much kind of takes on the role of whoever is probably supposed to be below him, but in front of him. Oh, holy shit! Jalen Green, I was talking.
I like
Jalen Green with a slot pass from Book. Just yams on a dude in the first possession of the game. My God. I don't even know what is occurring, Shaq. My apologies, Shaq. Give me 1 second. Insane. What is occurring?
Right there.
Oh, hurt. It's like, dude. God bless. That shit was loud. Jalen Green with a yam, though. Real quick, Grizzlies come out. They also get a 3 to start the game, and they get a 2 there. Appreciate you guys stopping by Booling out. Let me see if I can figure out this. That scared the living shit out of me. Yeah. Gillespie now driving inside, gets outside the Book. Book trying to go inside. Rocking purple. Book ones tonight. Gets the midi going. I mean, it's 4-5 right now, Chad. Book can get the midi going like that. They'll be in a great position, Chad. Be in a great position. Shout out to Jalen Green for starting the game off with the yam. Great play to start out the game as well. Gonna get no foul call here. I'll call it late, so it's gonna be free throws here for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are out for again the free throw line. So, 3 possessions in a row with some sort of bucket if they make either of these free throws. Here's this slap pass inside, just kind of catching the defense. Holy shit, that was kind of crazy. I'm starting the game chat. I'm not gonna lie. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Already at 2,000 likes, chat. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody for bulling out with us, hanging out with us again. Like you guys see on the bottom, I do have a live score. So if you guys want to bitch and moan to me about the score, it's right there. Don't worry about it anymore. I want to update it on my phone. So first basket is good from the free throw line, 6-4, 10:35 left in this game. What's your mentality starting out games? Playing kind of the power forward, small forward. Obviously you're kind of a bit, in that kind of flex position. Don't really know if that was kind of how it was. Obviously it's kind of positionless. We're getting closer and closer to it year in and year out. What is your mentality for a team that's struggling? Obviously, it's got to. I would think, locked in. Hey, we got to win this game. This is the game for the Suns to win. Yeah. But yeah, kind of give us that tap in real quick. I'll hop in whatever.
Yeah, me. I think what I do best, right? So I got to rebound. So a night like this is I get every rebound, every one of them. You know what I mean? And make sure my guy stays off the boards, do my job, set good screens, don't commit dumb fouls. Just try to alleviate all the errors, man, and just do what I'm good at. Protect that rim, stay big, and man, and then be a great teammate, man. Encourage my guys.
Say easy, you look a little bit like. I honestly thought you look a little bit like Dennis Rodman, low key. And then my viewer just now said you look like Mike Williams for the Suns right now. I think both pretty lit to low key. But yes, I think it's one of those where, like you said, I think the focus. I think with a team young, the Grizzlies, there's got to be some understanding for CEOs. These guys are all, especially fighting for a contract again, and it's not 4 seasons in a row. Grizzlies are going to get a rack and get some free throws again. It's 7-7 after getting some free throws. But I do think that, they played against the Jazz 2 nights ago. They ran out the turnovers on the Jazz. The Suns also shot at an insane clip in that game. Obviously, known this year for massive amounts of 3 points and stuff like that. Let me real quick read that. But yeah, I just think that in general, this is a team that it's a trap game. I will always say, like, games like this are a trap game. Like, you go into they're bad. That's why they don't have a center. They don't have Jaren Jackson. And it's like, we can kind of coast.
Yep.
You're down. You've been down the whole game so far. I know it's 9-7 chat. We've been down the whole game so far. You haven't lead once here. Colin Gillespie's probably trying to get back into kind of rhythm. He's been without buckets as of late playing against his fellow white boy. Then Booker now tried inside, though, gets into the paint. Jalen Green had it stolen away just before. And they're working the post. Get in the face. But the foul, it didn't look heinous. It just looked like he hit him in the face. But obviously through the pop shove, little pump fake, and ended up with the hit to the face. Got a mask on. Probably used to getting hit in the face anyways.
Probably taking practice.
Worst. Oh, damn! Right across the nose. Damn. I'm good free throws. Look, I'm not gonna lie, but again, like I said, no heinous. Just got the pump fake up. Just accidentally got hit in the face. They get it inside the book. Book gets inside. He runs baseline. Gets it to Jalen. Jalen's high. Colin Gillespie. Now Royce fake. No for the entire 3-point. This is a little bit short off the front left iron. Or no, off the front left iron. Oh, what?
Okay, so there.
Yeah, thank you, brother. 11-7. Let me know, man. If it's how there's one man. Just let me know, brother. Royce O'Neale with it. Devin Booker now with it up top against. Can't remember this kid's name. Spencer. My boy has brother in the league. Gets inside, gets the rack, and 9-11 chat. So you're behind. Heard, okay. TikTok saying it's fine right now, so much a thing. But 11-9.
Oh. Yeah, they're going to
without a rim protector. They've got again Oso, who is somewhat of a. They don't call it a kickball. They look like Jalen almost kicked the ball. Royce with it now gets up top to Congo left. Congo left goes to his right side. Out left, up top to Oso. Get it inside. Great lay there for Oso. Low-key, a great pass for Jalen. Got it on the baseline. Made it easy to throw it up and underneath. Pretty easy. Oso, I think a 6'12", and 6'12". my fault. But he kind of lacks in the weight department. He's kind of been in that realm where, come on, Mal, watch 7'3". I think maybe 7'1", 7'1.5". Going off your little secret.
Right.
But massive human being who has the length. He just happens to be 19 years old, so they don't play him very much right now. But he was the first round pick for the Suns.